Tov. Continue with a 3-minute daily dose of Torah. We've been talking about ridding yourselves of chametz in the different forms. So one thing we didn't mention is the practice of that people have of mechirat chametz, of selling your chametz. That practice is a relatively new thing. It just goes back, a few hundred years to do so, and it's not what people should do. Clarify. When you have chametz be'en, any real chametz. There were certain people actually, certain rabbis who were stringent about this, and I try to be careful about it in most years as well. Any pure outright chametz, I get rid of. I sell it. I don't sell it. I consume it as best I can, and I give it away to the needy. That's a perfect way to rid myself of chametz. Things which are not pure bready chametz or noodly chametz, right? So that you might sell bottles of schnapps. Seemingly, these were the practice of selling chametz was instituted for the big operations where you couldn't afford to let go of stuff. If you were a schnapps producer, so what are you going to do? You're going to get rid of your entire supply before Pesach. So in such situations, you could sell it to someone who is not Jewish. Even though they considered the word that such a thing was ha'arama, it was type of a maneuver. It was, as long as you went through the proper kinyanim, the proper methods of sales and acquisition, it was considered to be acceptable. And again, we try not to use it for pure outright chametz, but it does work even for that. So this year, we have an odd situation because you don't make kinyanim, you don't make sales and exchanges on Shabbos itself. And so what do? So what's going to happen is that your chametz will be, a kinyan will be made on Friday with the person who isn't Jewish. If you choose to have mechirat chametz, if you need to do so, whether it's going to be me or actually through the agent that I will be working with to do so. And then what you in effect say is that the sale itself is not effectuated until the time of the prohibition of chametz on Shabbos morning. There's a lengthy discussion in halacha and posting about how this works and clarifying, but that's primarily the method that we're going to use. That you'll say bereira, that whatever is left of the chametz, right? Because let's say you sell it on Shabbos on Friday morning, but then you still have more you want to be able to eat without stealing from the other person. So you say whatever chametz is in my possession at the time of the prohibition of chametz, when it kicks in, that's what is being sold to the person who isn't Jewish, and that would kick in on Shabbos morning. That's the formula, and then after Pesach is over, it is reacquired, presumably on your behalf, because after the individual will decide he's not ready to come up with the rest of the money, and so it's reacquired back. I hope this wasn't confusing, and I invite you to send me any questions via email, and we'll continue with other elements of preparing for Pesach in the days ahead. Have a great day.